Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Sethum and welcome back to another video, folks. Today I am going to be doing the ice cave here on the island, and I am going to be working towards getting the Artifact of the Stong. So I do have a plan, and it does involve bringing in some aberration gear. And just for everybody's information, if you guys want to get the Artifact of the Stong, there is an easier way to do it, and many thanks to everyone else who has given me this information on a previous video. You can always get it off Ragnarok and transfer it over to the island. There are easier ways of doing it that does not involve doing this cave. So as I said before, I will be using the aberration gear for this particular cave, and this video is dedicated to those that want to do it. If you folks enjoy this video, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new and haven't already, and if you have just subscribed, remember to hit that bell icon, and why not check out some of my other videos here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, for those interested in hanging out with me, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this can be found down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment. So getting back to the video and the topic at hand, doing this cave solo is almost impossible due to how difficult it is. Now, you can go in with a group of people, and as I said, I will be using the aberration gear. So as you can see, I have some climbing picks. I've also got some anchors, so that would be the zipline anchors. I've got some C4, which doesn't really generally work that much, but it might help us to lay some traps. We do need explosives to lure out the Purlovias. We've got some gasoline for the zipline motor. I also have a glider suit on my fur, ammunition for obviously the fabricated sniper rifle, as well as some ammunition for a shotgun. We've got some rocket launchers, medical brews, grenades, and obviously food. The same thing can be used, of course, with the grappling hooks. The problem with the grappling hooks being that, of course, they weigh a lot and they don't stack to a high amount of numbers. So you cannot stack them, say, to 100 or something like that, and they weigh quite a lot. So for that reason, I will prefer to use the zipline anchors, because they do not weigh anything. They're virtually weightless, and you can carry quite a few, as you can see. I'm going to get some more ammunition just in case. I think I'm going to get some more shotgun shells, because the fabricated sniper rifles do not have a lot of durability. So with that being said and done, let's make our way into the cave. Obviously, you will need fur armor, as this is a cave in the ice biome. I'm going to quickly go there with my wyvern, because I did see a cardinal around here earlier, which I think has disappeared. So I'm going to make my way in. This is going to be most likely a very long video. Now, obviously, to cut it down and speed things up, I will obviously speed up certain sections of this cave. There is a lot of killing involved, and for those interested, there will also be a full-length video of me doing this cave for those that are interested in seeing every little detail. Now, obviously, we get the laggy section at the entrance, which is customary to any cave in this game, which is a bit annoying, but once we get past the entrance, it should all work perfectly fine. And so you can bring in dinos and raise them here, but the problem is, right after this little area here, you can get all sorts of dinos and creatures spawning in. Now, primarily this cave will have dire bears or polar bears, whatever they're called. They will also have Purlovias and packs of wolves, as well as yetis. So as you can see, I have already laid out the main zip lines. So the idea here is you want to stay off the ground. The ground is a bad place to be, especially seeing as I'm going to be killing off every creature in the cave, simply because on the way out it will make life simpler. And obviously there are creatures that spawn in walls, and if I get knocked off one of the zip lines, which the Purlovias can do, and they can spawn in walls as well, I don't really want to find myself surrounded by a lot of these creatures. Now, obviously, the creatures that do spawn in here do have a lot of hit points, so do bear that in mind. And yes, you can try and do this without killing the creatures, but I strongly recommend it, because if you, say for example, aggro the Purlovias and manage to get away without being attacked and knocked off the zipline, as you make your way deeper in and get the artifact on the return journey, the Purlovias will have gone back underground. Now, the big problem with this cave, as with any other caves, you do get creatures to spawn in the walls, which is absolutely annoying. I have seen that happen. And as I said, most of the zip lines that you will see in this video have already been set up, because I have tested it quite rigorously. So the first thing I need to do is, obviously, I want to clear out this entrance into the cave of all creatures. I should probably be using the shotgun, which is what I'm going to do now, because it does a bit more damage. And as you can see, they take quite a few hits to actually kill, so that is another reason for bringing in some explosives. You do want to try and economize on your main weapons by using some explosives. Now, the C4 does not weigh a lot, but it's not easy to lay down, as you need to be on the ground to lay down the C4. The grenades don't do a lot of damage, and they bounce a lot, which makes it a bit more difficult. So preferably would be the rocket launchers, but the rocket launchers do not have a lot of durability, so that's why I've chosen to go with all three. That gives me versatility in terms of how and what I can use them for. Okay, so there should be a dire bear around there. I kind of want to get that guy angry. I don't want to come out of here because this is my safe spot, but he doesn't seem to want to come and get a couple of bullets to his face. Okay, he's just around the corner. He's got a friend coming in. Oh, now one thing to bear in mind with the bears is that they do have quite a decent AoE when they do the paw swipe, so you need to bear that in mind and be prepared for it, which is why I'm trying to keep my distance. And for that same reason, bringing in creatures such as Dimorphodons and vultures will not work. Basically, one of these bears can swipe them all dead with a couple of hits, so we don't want that to happen. Now, where is that? Whoa, Purlovia, Jesus Christ, that made me poop my pants. Oh my lord. Okay, now I felt him push me back. I'm sure I don't have any cheats enabled, but I will be checking that in a tad bit. Obviously, I don't want to do this with any cheats. I can see my water dropping, which kind of tells me I don't have any cheats enabled, but I will double check just to show you guys. Oh, there we go. That sorted that out. That's a nice green Purlovia. I do like it. I wish I could tame it, but obviously this is on a local gameplay, so I can't really take that onto my server, which is a bit annoying. Plus, they are very high level, as you have seen. So let's have a look at what I have enabled, and as you can see, the cheats are not enabled. Okay, so the very first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to attach zip lines close to the ground where you're starting off, and as high as possible to the ceiling. So something like, say for example, like that, I can reach it from here, and I want it going up to the ceiling. Now that is a way of checking to see what is in the room. As you can see, the previous zip line is actually quite low to the ground, and I don't want to risk being knocked off by a Purlovia. So if you do attach these zip lines close to each other, there is a bit of confusion in terms of the game. It does not know what to do. So it might take a couple of attempts to actually get it right. There we go. Let's see what we have. Now I should be high enough not to be attacked by the Purlovias. Right, so everything that is not white or form of blue is a Purlovia. Now if you see a mound of dirt like that over there, next to that Purlovia, that is a Purlovia that's hidden. If you aggro it by getting close to it while it's hidden, it will leap out and stun you. Whilst it stuns you, it will hit you, obviously. Whilst you are stunned, actually, let me correct that. You will be hit by the Purlovias, as well as any other creatures that you have aggroed. So for that reason, my preference for this particular version of doing the cave is to obviously kill off all the creatures, because you don't know when things can go bad in this cave, and things can go bad quite quickly. So this is where this comes in handy. It is the only way to get the Purlovias out of their hidey holes, as it does AoE damage, and it seems to affect them whilst they are underground, or affect them enough to aggro them. So we'll try out some grenades here. Nice green bear, I do like that. As you can see, from the time that I throw a grenade to the time it explodes, it takes a lot of time, and most often the creatures will run away. So that is a common thing. I am going to try and use grenades as often as possible, but it's not really a feasible thing. That's why I brought plenty of grenades. It's a shame I have to kill this guy because he looks amazing. I do like that green color on him. But he's not a friend, he's a foe, and so obviously we don't want any trouble. Again, now we are at this point. As you can see, I have already aggroed a dire bear. Do be careful because there are creatures right around the corners, so look 5 times before you leap. That is a good sound advice for this particular cave. There are a lot of bad things to look out for. So we've got a pack of wolves, some dire bears. Now, also very important here to mention is you can try and do this without actually killing the creatures if you want to. I don't personally recommend it with how derpy these caves can be. And obviously if you use that method in terms of not killing stuff and trying to economize on your ammunition, the problem that you could end up encountering is that if you mess up and end up on the ground, you will quickly be killed. If you are going to be doing this with expensive equipment and rare equipment, well, I don't know, but I wouldn't be too happy losing stuff such as ascendant gear, like rifles, armor, and so on. You can use the climbing picks, and this is where the climbing picks actually come in handy. Do be careful when you come off the climbing picks though, as you do not want to fall off the platform and down below. As you can see just there, there is a zip line that I set up. If you get it wrong, this is what will happen. But you can also climb back up, and as you can see, I did not take any damage from the creatures. Now the zip line is attached just above me. I don't know why I cannot see it. Very annoying. There you go. You can see the anchor of the zip line. And so this area is quite dodgy right here. So do be very careful when you're using the climbing picks. As I said earlier in the video, this cave was not initially designed for the use of the climbing picks. Now, I did hear some... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Direwolves under the map. The Pelovia's now disappeared. Just about disappeared under the map. I think there's more than one direwolf underneath the map, which is very annoying. Let's see if we can get them with the grenades. See if that works. Okay, so far they've all been stuck. Okay. No, that doesn't seem to do that much. I hate these grenades. I'm not really feeling the effect of these things. So, there we go. There was actually another one under the map. So, as I said, that is the thing for this cave, and that is why you don't want to be on the ground. So that is where we need to go. That is our direction. And as you can see, they're quite far, but I'm going to deal with them. Probably not going to kill all the creatures in this room, but I do want to deal with the vast majority of them. Just in case things go wrong. I do want that Pelovia. That really scares me. And as you can see, there's a bit of fall. Oh, what the hell? Jesus. So I just saw a flying Pelovia. Don't know what that was about and why that even happened. And I suppose this is another bug and glitch that you can see, and obviously this is the creatures doing it. There is a vast number of creatures below me, which is why I am using the rocket launchers. I'm using the splash damage to damage them as much as humanly possible. Okay, let's sort that dire bear out. Okay. They might need to move a tad bit because they are not. There we go. Sort that guy out. Let's reload. And that Pelovia. Whoa. What the? Now how is that fair? What the heck? can I get you down now? I think the first time around I did not hallucinate it. So my theory is there should be about 2 Prologias up there. I need to be very cautious. Alright, so the second one seems to have fallen back down in the water. I can see him. I want to get to that zipline, but oop, let's not be on the ground. We don't like that, and the ground doesn't like us either. So I'm going to be using the climbing picks to explore what is ahead. I do want to be far off the ground. As you can see, it is a bit dodgy trying to get around on the walls with the climbing picks, and that's primarily because this cave was not designed for it. But we can make do with what we have. Now it does look fairly clear ahead. But I know that that's not the case. So there's most likely going to be something bad up there. So I'm gonna stay off the ground for the moment and proceed with caution, as obviously you will see. Huh. Now, why is it clear? I know I saw some creatures run this way, and I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to hold off eating anything at the moment. Don't really want to be on the ground. I know there's some bad stuff around here. And I saw some stuff run this way when we started attacking before. Oh, there we go. Perlovia in the wall. Just the kind of thing you expect for this cave. Not uncommon. Annoying as hell. So that is what just happened there. Now that I'm on the ground, I might as well get myself up here. And up here I should be okay. Ooh, second Perlovia. Dear me. Okay, so this is just me adding on to the video. I did delete my sound here. There was obviously an awful noise at this time of my death in the game, and I was quite focused and panicked. And so after some research and all, I realized there was actually a controller that I bought that was plugged into the computer, and the rumble motors went off as I was being killed. I proper panicked. Didn't know what the hell was going on. But yeah, I returned back to my previous section, and we're going to carry on with the video. Okay, after figuring out what has happened in my room, which really made me crap my pants, quite literally, I've returned back, and so as you saw there were two Perlovias hidden in the walls. And basically what you want to do is you want to climb up all the way here, or use a zip line, preferably a zip line. Then attach yourself to the wall, and then using the climbing picks get on this over here. As you can see, the room is full of bad stuff. And I did forewarn you that there would be stuff like this in the game. So there are creatures that are hidden in the walls. It so happened that this time around I got some Perlovia, so I'm going to try and use the grenade to get those Perlovias out. I did manage to get one of them. Let's see if I can get the second one out. The weird thing about the grenades is they bounce quite awkward. They do have an AoE, and I just need to kind of time it and hope it bounces in the right general direction. That went quite bad. Let's try a bit higher. Okay, how far is that going to go down? That should do it. Sweet. Okay, we've heard wolves. That means there's wolves around. Aha! There he is. Let's see if we can get that Perlovia out. Right, that is a perfect landing. No? I know it's a Perlovia, but I think possibly because it's half through the wall of the cave, it may very possibly not take... Oh, hello. Have some grenades. No, don't bounce back up. Okay, we'll still have 3 of them, and we have plenty of grenades to use, but they don't seem to do that much. can see the monkey's face. Oh, this is gonna end bad, isn't it? Ooh, 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 I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh, this is bad. As I was saying, and this is where the climbing picks have come in handy. They have actually saved my life. Right, let's see. How am I going to get out of this situation? I know where I need to go. So we want to go on this wall and follow it all the way around. There's actually a nice, safe place where we can sit or stand safely. But it's figuring and plotting a course to that area. Now, I don't want to be on the ground here. And I could have probably chucked a few grenades in to see what happens and bounce them off the walls, and I don't know why I didn't think of that. That would have definitely worked. Okay, so I want to go to the right, but the problem is there's not many things around that I can use my climbing picks on. Okay, it's a bit fiddly. But once I get through, I can kite all the stuff into the water. And at this point, I don't even have to bother with killing them. I can just kite them into the water. There we go. That's what I wanted. So we're going to go around this. And then you can see this reddish wall. We're going to go around this wall. And right around there will be a platform. I'm going to gain some height. I feel a bit too close to the creatures on the ground, and I don't like it. I need to go a bit lower. So I do want to go around this wall, which can be sometimes derpy. As long as I don't fall, I know it's going to be okay. Like so. And this is a little safe haven right here where we can actually stand. I've not tried moving around to see how safe it is. But once I get on the ground, I am just going to kite everything into the water. Because it is surrounded by cliff, they cannot get back out, so therefore I will not even bother trying to kill them. Okay, let's get some food before we actually faint. Do not want to repeat what we did before with the Perlovia that knocked us off that little perch that we had over there halfway through the cave. And these bears don't really want to come to me. Come on. All you need to do is walk towards me, mate. What about you? You gonna do that? Are you gonna make me kill you? Is that it? I guess you are. Now, in that previous situation when we entered this particular chamber, what did help me out quite a lot was the quality of my armor. Apart from giving me a better insulation, it does also offer additional armor. The fact that I have ascendant armor. So the higher quality armor you have for this cave, the better. Okay. Now, with the active threats down, there are several mounds. So we will need to upset those Perlovias. I'm going to use a rocket launcher, like so. It now should run towards me and fall into the water. I think that is it. Getting off of here, you can use a zip line, you can glide your way. Do be careful if you choose to glide, because underneath us, in that pool of water, all the bad stuff that we did not kill is what will be waiting for us. So, the decision is all yours. I'm going to take the safe route, and that is, of course, to use a zip line. I'm going to go high, because I don't know if I missed out any Perlovias, and I don't really want to risk it that much. Let's quickly have a look around. So, there we go. Normally, I tend to get more bad creatures down there, but I guess it's just the way it happened. Hey, Perlovia. You coming back? No, you're just going to push the wall. That's fine. You push that wall. Good exercise. Good cardio as well. He's running. Right, he's down. So the artifact is right there. I'm obviously going to be cautious. Now I did end up behind the statue that has the artifact in front of it. I'm going to try and walk around it. That didn't really work out, did it? Anyways, artifact is within reach. There it is. And so we have reached the end. I'm kind of stuck on the map or something in this map. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to have to use the monkey to get back out. Maybe, hopefully, this time I will not get stuck. But yes. So I'm going to glide back out, not in the water, which is bad, 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 bad. That really failed. Dire wolves. Where are they? Whoops. That sucks. So that guy was in the wall. Very interesting. Oh, there's his friend. So we'll just do the exact same thing. Hopefully they fall into the water. Come on. And here we go. And we will zip line and see what has actually happened. Are they in the water? No, he's not. Is he going to go? No, he's just trying to push walls. There you go. Very smart wolf. What a smart wolf you were. So from this point on, we should be fairly safe on the exit. Now, obviously, bear in mind this is done on a local gameplay. So maybe the timers might be different with regards to the speed at which creatures respawn. Because this is a local play, this means it's more or less single player, so maybe the timers are somewhat different. Now let's go and see this. Oh yes, I knew that was a Pelovia. I thought I'd test that mound out. I am alright for health, I'm alright for everything, and can definitely kill that Pelovia once I get out of this. But I just wanted to show you guys that it was a Pelovia, and it was pretty glitched out that I couldn't actually aggro it. The question is now, what do I do? Don't have much health. I am not particularly bad in terms of my armor being destroyed, so I'm not suffering from hypothermia yet. But I do also reckon that the rest of my armor has taken a bit of a beating.